in the know.
Alright, welcome to In the Know with Bloom. Today we've got a very special guest. We've got Luke. We used to go to high school together, and I honestly have not seen you in 5 years.
It's been forever.
It's been a lucky one to connect with you again.
That's right.
So tell me what's been happening in 5 years, bro.
Jeez, been busy, yeah.
It's been a journey.
Working in the renewable energy now. Been really, really interesting so far. Just a hell of a lot of work, especially with what we're trying to do in South Africa here. But yeah, it's been a very interesting journey so far, and at least one that's been a passion of mine. So really enjoying that. Being able to work in a passion and doing what you love 9 to 5 has been pretty great.
So have you always been in renewable energy since high school?
I was going to start
business, eh? Always on the phone nowadays.
That is business. Oh shit, are we able to pause that?
Yeah, I guess business never sleeps, eh?
No, just keeps on going, yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so tell me, like, what's been happening? I mean, we've all gone through quite a change, meeting everyone back from high school. 5 years is a long time.
Jeez. Actually getting married and everything already.
Yeah.
I was going to start with working on the yachts. Was going to go off to Fort Lauderdale in America. I was accepted onto Royal Caribbean up there to just go work on the yachts and get some experience through there. Was wanting to end on more private yachts and try work up from deckhand to a captain and that way, but my boss.
Did you do your skippers beforehand?
No, I was about to do it until my boss said that we've got an opportunity at BioGreen. Do you want to come look at it? Now I've been wanting to work here since I was in grade 8, so I wanted to stop school for this. I wanted to just go make a difference, help the environment and all of that. So as soon as he said to me, we've got this job for you, you're keen to come give it a try, I dropped everything. Was meant to be leaving in 2 months, and I just said, listen, I'm going to stop that coming through. And now 2 years this month. 2 years this month, yeah. It's been absolutely well worth it. Yeah, so it's been a great little road that I've traveled so far.
Yeah.
But now just having.
And I guess that's the thing, you've wanted this for so long, and 2 months,
Jeez.
And everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So.
That's for sure.
Yeah, that's lucky.
Would have been very different up there.
So BioGreen is the company?
Yeah, BioGreen Pty Limited. BioGreen.
Okay.
So yeah.
What exactly do they do?
So we collect used cooking oil from a bunch of different restaurants, Pick n Pay, Woolworths, Burger King, KFCs, lots more smaller restaurants as well that deal with just your evening dinners and that. We just got Harbour House Group, we got boxes up in Joburg. So mainly all stores from here to Limpopo we kind of truck cover. And we collect that oil, stuff that would have been going back into the communities, the townships. What they're doing to it at the moment is they're bubbling the oil with...
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
So they take waste oil
Damn straight.
and they give it to townships
It's similar
for them to cook with?
Yeah.
Again?
Like second time.
After
so
it's
the
been
carcinogenic
damaged.
properties are all there.
No.
And it's already damaged.
So I mean, some of these companies are making around 2 million rand a month from a business model that is just absolutely hurting the townships there.
So companies take the waste oil and they give it to...
They bubble it with
they
CO2.
Sell it.
They bubble it with CO2 so it gets that bubble new oil look in it.
Yeah.
And then they drop some bleach or chick in it so it makes it back to a clear bowl. You couldn't tell the two products if you saw them in a store next to each other. If you saw in your Pick n Pay that you have reused oil or normal oil, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Okay. And that's the scary part. So we try come in, we take that old oil, instead of it going into the township, we turn it into biodiesel, and then any new oil we get, we donate or supply straight on to the townships. So they're getting proper oil to cook from, and we can make them biodiesel to use for any other needs that they may need to cook, to heat, to shower. We've got geysers that we're looking at. From 1 liter of biodiesel, we can do 500 liters of hot water. So for 10 rand, you can have your month of showering. If you could get that into the townships and roll that out, and you can really change a lot of people's lives for the better.
Do they pay you? I mean, do you pay them to take their
waste oil?
Used, yeah.
So I mean, when I started working at 2 years ago, oil was going for around R2.50 per liter. So for one of those yellow 20-liter buckets, you're only paying around $50 for that, which is all just waste, obviously, dirty used cooking oil. In 2 years, we're now paying anywhere from R4.50 to R5.50 for that oil. So we're paying up to 110 rand per bucket. per bucket of waste, which was exactly what we were paying 50 Rand for 2 years ago. But if you've got people that are making 200 million Rand a month from putting some bleach and some CO2 into the product, and they can resell that at 15 Rand, we can only resell biodiesel at 11 Rand, 10 Rand 50 sometimes, depending on the international biodiesel price. So they do a lot less refining on the product, and they get a lot more price for it. So they can drive our prices up. I mean, there's some stores that are getting paid up to 140 Rand for one bucket of waste.
Sure.
And we can't keep up with that. You can't then add your production costs and make a fuel that's viable for the South African market afterwards.
Yeah. So how much waste oil how much waste oil do you need to make biodiesel? Is it 1-to-1?
So it's similar. It's around 80% you'll get back. So what you're putting in, you start off with say a 3,500 litre batch, you'll get around 2,800 litres back from that. You'll get your other part of that would then be your byproduct, which is glycerol. So we're busy looking at making our glycerol into a new product at the moment. We need to get NDAs signed and all that first before we can discuss it, but some really attractive products that also in terms of income are a bit more attractive than actual biodiesel in the beginning. So that's what we're looking at in our franchise.
So is it 20% is glycerol,
it's glycerol then another
80% biodiesel? Okay.
So then we're taking that with a few of our other waste products and turning it into new products that we're now working with some big companies, and especially Cape Town, to bring them to market. So
what can we do with glycerol?
So at the moment it's used in a lot of cosmetic products, your soaps. We use it at our factory to clean out buckets and all of that. There are lots of guys that use it for other reasons. I mean, some guys get it for bunker and burner fuels. They try to burn it to be able to use it as a fuel. There are lots of other uses for it, but I mean, you can use it in TNT if you were to refine it even further and distill it. So to be able to take a waste product and get so many different uses off of even the byproduct, that you can go to mines then and say, I can give you TNT. If you give me your old tires, I can then break down your old tires and turn that into biodiesel for you. And you just make this circle that's completely cradle to grave, instead of like we always do, cradle to cradle, and we're shipping it to Indonesia and we're shipping it back, and that's where we get our palm oil from. So the carbon footprint of bringing it from Indonesia to South Africa to cook it and then to export our waste from here to Europe. I mean, the carbon footprint on doing that moving is more than just using the original fracking fuel, dirty diesel as we call it in the beginning.
Oh, that's nice. So you said biodiesel you can use in like geysers and stuff. Are these special geysers?
So no, I mean, you can use it in any buckies, you can use it in almost anything.
Oh, you can use it in buckies?
So we normally say the new cars coming out like Ford, I mean, they're a problem just because Ford's trying to put a lot more technology in their cars now and go from being a common rail a non-common rail engine to a common rail engine, meaning that they vary the size of their injector spray nozzles, and they also vary the speed at which the fuel is sprayed into the engine. And once you're doing that, you've got biodiesel, which is the viscosity is quite high, so it's almost wanting to gel under cold environments. And as soon as you're going into Joburg, we don't see the problem in Cape Town that much, but as soon as you're in Joburg and you get that morning temperature of 1, 0, -5, anywhere around there, you can see a gelling aspect in your fuel lines. So that's why we say, cars, buckies, you can try to keep them running on a 20% blend. So we take normal diesel and we blend it with biodiesel, and you get a free interchangeable diesel. You can literally fill up 20% biodiesel, go straight to engine, and put your rest of your diesel straight into that tank, and it'll mix itself through. So that diesel then would help it from becoming too viscous and gelling up. But I mean, buckies, most of them, we've had a Colt that ran for 9 years on 100%. We've had a Isuzu Cape E250 in 8 years on 100%. It's still going. Actually, I drove it this week to do delivery. 9 years, 10 years now on 100% biodiesel. So if you're ready to do it and you put in your equipment, we have our one client from Cape Concrete, Darty Lowe, hell of a greenie. He absolutely loves going green and the whole renewable energy. And he runs his Mercedes-Benz freight trucks, axles and actresses, brand new Mercedes-Benz on biodiesel. He got a letter from Mercedes saying, we don't want you running our biodiesel on it more than 5%. And he just replied saying, if there's a problem, if you can prove that it's the biodiesel, we'll pay the liabilities. Since they've started, not once have the Mercedes ever been able to prove that one of the problems has been because of our biodiesel. So, they're running all their freight trucks on 50% then, all their buckies on 20%, and then all their yellow construction equipment, tippers, forklifts, dumpers, all of those on 100% biodiesel.
Well, that's nice. Even a small fraction makes a small difference.
Completely. I mean, they did 65% of the precast concrete for the 2010 FIFA World Cup Stadium here in Cape Town. and they use our biodiesel. So we've had a great relationship with them for the last just 8 years or so now.
And who else do you supply to, like on a big chain?
So we were supplying to a company in Stellenbosch, Go Tuk Tuk. They were running tuk tuks around Stellies. It was going to be for more student lifts and student rides. But they've been trying to work with Uber now and try to get their lifts brought into Uber. So they've had to slow down and bring back their drivers for a while, but they'll be opening up again probably on the 1st of January.
Yeah, I heard they closed down because of some accident.
So they've had driver issues and a few of those little issues, but the concept is sound and what they're actually trying to do is really sound. So that's one of them. Rockin the Days is a party in Cape Town. They normally take quite a bit of diesel to run all their lights on, that do the lighting for where people walk, all the different walkways, for some of the basic car park lighting. They don't want to be running it on their normal generators because they think it's still not going to work on their generators. As much as we try to meet with them and explain to them that we can get their generators that would be running.
So Rockin the Days, you said they don't want to, they just want to use their own generators.
Completely. So it's more that they rent the generators and then they're scared that they haven't done their homework and they're scared that it's going to screw up the generators. We've been doing this for 8 years. We know exactly what the generators can handle and what they can't, what each model and make can handle and what they can't. But then again, you've got companies or parties that are trying to say that they're environmentally friendly or doing the right thing, but when it comes down to it, they normally don't. They just want the marketing side of it. But Rockin the Days has been very good. They used about 1,000 litres last year, with I think another outlook to do around 1,000 this year. But we normally end up sponsoring them that diesel, so they get it for the party and at a good price.
Oh, nice. So, very cool. So you guys have been going for 8 years now.
8 to 9ish years.
How's the traction been since those 8 years?
I mean, it's been great,
It's a new kind of idea.
Completely.
And it's also, like you said, Rockin the Days is a little iffy about using biodiesel. It's just that change. So how has that been for 8 years?
I think in the beginning, as any company, or especially as in our area, it was very slow. Just looking for main funding, trying to get the company really up and going. And we finally got that initial funding and we were able to open Joburg, Durban, PE. But it's still just been slow in the beginning. Only really now is it starting to pick up, especially with the droughts in Cape Town, the different storms up in Joburg. I mean, since I've been alive, I haven't heard of tremors and tornadoes in Joburg. So I mean, you can see how new the issues are of climate change. And the more people that are exposed to it and the more people that are seeing these issues and becoming aware of it, the more impact we're seeing in people looking for the correct fuels, the marketing side of it, whatever side it is. We get calls now of people wanting 1 million litres of biodiesel per month. But if the government's gazetting us to stay at 25,000 litres for a non-commercial biodiesel producer, we can't make 1 million litres for them. So if we were able to, the cash flow problems wouldn't be an issue. We would have most of our issues resolved then. But it's just been working with government. It's been a tough one to break.
So what do you think is the issue then with the government?
So I mean, it's a new industry. I think, especially in our current political climate, they want whatever they can kind of get. And as soon as we produce over 25,000 litres, they want to hit us with anywhere between 3 to 50 and 4.50 levies. So it's a road accident fund, different levies like that they want to add on to us. And if you're selling a diesel that is around 10 Rand 30 and they're trying to put 3 Rand 50 onto you, we'll be at 14 Rand and we'll be over the normal diesel price.
Then why would anyone want it?
You can't change consumer behavior with being more expensive.
Exactly.
So we're selling a cheaper diesel. It's a better quality diesel than the diesel most people buy from, the engines and the shells and all that. Ours is a natural solvent, so it cleans your engine while you're driving with it. So we normally say with all the years that an engine drives on dirty diesel, as we call it, it builds up grime on the inside of the engine. And the more grime that is filled up, that's when your engine starts seizing and will start to die. But if you're running a solvent like biodiesel through it, it'll clean your engine out and collect all that grime in the fuel filter. Then you're just replacing a 60 Rand fuel filter and getting an extra 2-3 years longevity onto an engine that should have been done with in a new car board. So it's increasing companies' longevities on their cars. There's a hell of a lot less emissions going out because we 0 ppm per 100 of impurities.
I was going to ask,
So in terms of other companies like Engen and all the big fossil fuel producers, they're all 50 or 500 ppm. And if we've got a few already that's a 0 ppm.
Sure.
It's just, we had Jacob Zuma Gazette that in 2015 in October we would have 5% of biodiesel in every pump nationwide. And do you think that ever happened? Nah, we're still fighting for that. So if we ever did see that implemented, I mean, we'd need biodiesel in every pump in the country. And hopefully we're in the right position to be able to do that within the next few years.
Yeah, that's the thing. It takes time, especially with these new kind of things. Also, like health foods and stuff that's so expensive.
Completely.
How is it? It's very difficult to try and convince someone that it's actually better for you in the long run.
Yeah.
But things are changing now. Like like you said, it's been 8 years now, and you're starting to get more traction. And I think it'll start to build and build. And when we realize that our fossil fuels are almost up.
Completely.
So yeah, as long as you keep on doing the work, you keep on pushing out this good product, eventually people will turn.
It's just finding the recognition, finding big players in the world or internationally, globally, anywhere that can come in and say this is what needs to be happening. It's already being biodiesel's done over I think 10 billion liters in America already. So I mean, why can't we do that in South Africa? We have the same amount of oil. I mean, KFC is generating 11 million liters of used oil a year.
Jeez.
And where's that going? I mean, no one really knows what they're doing with their oil. Not all of the collectors see 11 million liters come out.
Yeah.
So, where does the rest of it go? And that's the thoughts that people are slowly starting to think about and ask the questions to their different restaurants. I don't eat anywhere anymore that doesn't recycle their oil into biodiesel.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. When customers are going into their restaurants and they're asking, what happens to your biodiesel? Where's your certificate? Where's your accreditation to prove that it has been recycled? And you can eat at the store. But until then, you know that the used cooking oil is being taken straight. I've seen it happen in restaurants where they'll take a ladle to a disposed bucket of oil that's out for collection. They'll take the ladle to the top layer of it and try to take the good oil off of that, put it straight into a pan and drop a piece of fish in for a client.
Oh no.
So I mean, you're going to a restaurant paying them to give you food, and you're not knowing that they're giving you cancer. There's so many carcinogenic properties of that. So to go pay somewhere and get your food made for you and get that kind of health implications.
Yeah.
I mean, I eat at home.
Yeah, I never.
Has to be.
It's dangerous slope. Eating at restaurants. I was in Thailand and I did a podcast on it. But basically, the oils that they use in the restaurants, it's just cheap vegetable oils, and they're very bad for your body. It's just it's terrible inflammatory oils. And I realized once I was in Thailand that because we were eating out a lot, we weren't eating at home like I normally just make my own foods, and I felt terrible.
You can feel it.
Yeah, and I just realized that we actually can't really go to any restaurant and eat clean.
And none of us see the kitchens.
Yeah.
No one knows what's happening back there.
Exactly.
It might look all good at the front of the house, but when you walk into the kitchens, and we've seen cockroaches at certain places, and it's in a kitchen that you would never expect to see it there, but there's bugs or there's different pests, and I mean it's in a kitchen. I mean your house is more clean than most of the kitchens you're eating out in. So when you also start looking at fast food oil, and you're looking at places like KFC, I mean a lot of their oil we can't even make into biodiesel.
Really? And that bad?
It's just the FFA of it, the fatty acids. They've cooked in it for too long. They've reused it too many times.
Sure.
And it normally has to be sold on to places that make pet food or people that use it for pig feed, and it's not really the right way that it should still be discarded.
Yeah.
So, and it's just battered to one side in South Africa. Let's make it into pet food or to feed the different animals with it, and it's still got its bad properties in it. It hasn't been cleansed.
That's the thing. Like, it seems to me that biodiesel is one of the best ways to get rid of waste oil, because even if you're still recycling it into like animal food, animals still have the same problems we do. Their lives are no less than ours, and we eat them.
Yeah.
So
it's still
most of the toxins go into the fats of these, because that's what we do. We store the toxins in our fats, and now you're going to go You're just retoxing yourself.
Exactly.
At the end of the day.
I mean, so yeah, that's why we've gotten different recognitions from companies, at least that are globally recognized. We've luckily got the award from Frost & Sullivan this year for the best biodiesel practice in South Africa.
Okay.
So we had their awards dinner, and we got to meet the whole of the company and get some good photos done and get our award from them. Which in terms of marketing and the publicity for our company is just great exposure.
Yeah.
So if we can start trying to either tap into an overseas market where we don't have these same regulations and restrictions. I mean, even if we were to open our franchises that we're looking at in say Botswana or Nigeria or anywhere more north where there isn't a ceiling, and you could get this oil that is a glut of oil just sitting in the economy and put it into something that can power the economy instead.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, at the moment we're sending it all overseas, so Switzerland and all these other places can power their economies.
Sure.
Switzerland's using 99% of their waste at the moment.
Really?
And they're now importing waste from other countries. As our used cooking oil because they need more diesel. So we're sitting here thinking we're making money for waste by exporting it. Little do we know, if we put an extra £5 production costs or an extra £4 production cost, £6, anywhere around there depending on what you're getting your chemicals at, you can make a fuel that you can release into the economy and can really help people that need cheaper fuel.
Exactly.
Most companies are spending anywhere between 50 and 60% on their electricity and fuel alone. So if you can cut those expenditures, you'll just see a lot more small companies especially really start clearing black and lifting up and
it's
becoming
also
successful.
The small things that make you save a lot of money.
Completely.
Nice.
The marginal gains to it. I mean, even if you have one truck that's running on biodiesel out of a fleet of 10, you're basically cutting that whole fleet's emissions by around 60%.
Sure.
So just one truck is a huge difference. It might smell like fish and chips coming down your street, but I mean, what is better than it smelling like normal diesel?
Exactly.
And you're getting these fumes that you can't even breathe around, as you can see hanging over our cities as well.
Yeah. So what's your position in BioGreen?
So I'm recently the general manager of BioGreen. I do the managing of the Cape Town plant here, a bit of managing of Joburg and Durban and PE as well, but mainly just do the sales and marketing through all of our regions. And then manage the Cape Town plant over here. It was great. When we started, Cape Town was doing around 25,000 liters. I think over the last 2 years, we're now getting up to, our biggest months have been up to 80,000 liters. So in 2 years, we've had quite significant growth, which has been great.
Is there any competitors in South Africa with BioGreen?
So there are. I mean, there's a lot of scam artists around. A lot of guys saying that they're making biodiesel and giving distribution opportunities. But when you look a bit closer at these companies, they're real scam artists.
Scam how?
They're asking people to pay 20,000 Rand for a list of clients, and then they'll provide the biodiesel at 7 Rand 50. Now, through our discussion, I've said, our biodiesel, we sell it anywhere from 10 Rand 50 to 11 Rand, which is in line with the international biodiesel price. What company can sell biodiesel at 7 Rand 50? So we get calls from people saying, we paid the 20,000 Rand, now what happens? And it's not our company, So the same guy that's doing this company that is a scam has done tissue scam companies where they've sold franchises that make tissues, also scam the people out of a lot of money there. So it's basically them just jumping from different area to different area when they can. And they really do some damage to the industry that we're in. People come in and they're really just these oil cowboys. Try to do a little bit of making biodiesel in their back garage. But the rest of it is all just big talk and stealing people's money. So that's why we've tried to offer our franchising opportunities now.
Okay.
So you can buy a franchise, produce 25,000 liters of biodiesel as a non-commercial producer, and at least the beginning hassle of it always was finding your feedstock, finding your oil. And we've been doing this for 8 years now, so at least we have the oil. We're able to say to you at the beginning of each month, we will bring you your feedstock. You just produce on that oil that we bring you, finish your product, sell it to your clients or our clients then. And it's, you only have your guys in your factory while you're producing. We take care of all the collections and all that other side of it. So you end up, just really doing the manufacturing side of it, which that's what most people are looking for. They don't want the hassle of having to look for their oils in the beginning or their feedstock. And then some months, what if they don't make the amount they need, make 25,000 liters? Then they can't produce what they were needing for clients that are waiting for oil or for diesel. So if we're able to assure them that they will get their oil at the beginning of every month, and then they can just produce their biodiesel, it's been a very attractive model to a lot of people. So I think we've had about over 2,000 interested people come through our vetting process, Of that, about 200 people that are really, really interested, and we're sitting down with and taking the discussions further now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you say, slow growth, but
Slowly but surely,
exponential.
We spoke to SARS and we said, how can we get around this ceiling that we've got? And SARS said to us, we're okay with you going the franchising route. So that's the route we're going to have to try. Okay. I think it's just keep prodding and trying until one of them comes off. Something has to change in the environment and what we're doing to our planet.
Yeah.
And hopefully this is one of the areas that does change.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction for sure. So tell me a little bit about your business venture. It's a new thing going from school obviously to the business world. The business world, I mean, school really does not teach you anything about.
University prepares you even less.
Exactly. It's a completely new lifestyle. So how's that been going?
I always say to my friends, in university, you think you're being prepared for a job. But you can leave whatever time you want. Most of that, you don't have to stay to the end of your lessons, and not most of us did or do. Yeah. So when you get to work, and it's like you have to be there from 8 till 8 or 7:30 till 9 some nights. And in the beginning, sure, you complain a lot, but you just have to kind of learn that it's something you need to try to get on with. At least looking back on it, saying that I've been working in something that's a passion of mine that I absolutely love, and I can wake up every day feeling happy and proud of myself that, it might not be the most lavish industry to be in at the moment, but at least making a difference, and your work's really helping people and changing the way people view a serious issue like climate change.
Oh, nice. Well, honestly, I wish you all the best and continue growing.
We need it. Thank you very much.
And it's good to get this information out there. That's what In the Know is about, is bringing people. And
thank you so much for the interview. Yeah, it's great to see how you guys have grown since we last left school.
Hopefully we can get a bit more traction, and like I said, also exponential growth.
Damn straight, you guys were born for this.
So we're getting there. Thanks, Luke.
Pleasure. It was great chatting with you, man. And hopefully keep in touch. We'll be seeing you all the time.
Always, yeah.
Awesome, man. Lekker.
That's that, yeah.